Now, I've seen a lot of things, even a very wrong white balance, but this? I mean, where are my colors at? And the contrast? This looks so washed out. Oh, it's back. Right, the picture profile. Welcome back, guys. We've almost gone through all of the lessons about the camera setting. So after this one, you are ready to start with filmmaking. Now, the idea of the first lessons was for you to understand your camera in and out. And we've accomplished that. So good job. You're doing an amazing job. You can give yourself a pat on the shoulder. But stop, don't pat yourself too much yet, because there's still so much more to learn. Picture profiles. Depending on the camera brand that you have, that picture profile option is tucked away somewhere within those menus. So just flip through it until you find it. You'll come across some different picture profiles such as standard, neutral, vivid, maybe even black and white or monochrome. Choosing one of these options will change the way your video looks. Vivid will give you a very saturated look with lots of contrast, while neutral is going to be more flat and desaturated. Most camera brands even allow you to go into these picture profiles and tweak their look a little bit more by changing the contrast or the saturation individually. And now comes the same question as always. Why? Well, there are two reasons that you want to change a picture profile. First of all, you don't know what it's set to when your camera comes out of the box. You're a filmmaker, so you choose the look of your videos. Either you want a nice picture straight from the camera, then you can choose something like standard or maybe perhaps vivid. But if you like to have some more control with color correction later in the edit, it is best to choose something as flat as possible. So you choose neutral and dial the contrast down, the saturation down, and the sharpness as well. You'll get an ugly flat image, but we can add contrast, colors, and sharpness back in the edit. It gives us much more control. That's what you saw in the beginning of this video. You see? This right here is the flat image, which is being recorded by the camera. And this is with some color correction on it. And we do that because we can't remove contrast or saturated colors, only to an extent. That's why filmmakers like to shoot flat, to have that possibility to color grade and get that cinematic look. Professional video cameras and even a lot of prosumer SLRs have the ability to shoot in a log picture profile. It's usually a setting that is tucked away even more, but it's essentially a super flat image, as you can see right here. But it holds all of the information that we need. A shot like that can be easily color graded to something like this. In fact, that flat look, this right here, is actually a log picture profile. And it gives me the possibility to color grade it to anything that I want. Like this, or this, maybe this. You see, I can just do anything I want with this, which is a lot harder and maybe even impossible with something like a vivid picture profile. Now, every brand has its own flavor of this log picture profile. Sony cameras call it S-Log, Panasonic cameras call it V-Log, for Canon it's C-Log, etc. But it all comes down to the same thing. If picture profiles is something that you're already kind of familiar with, definitely play around with a log picture profile and check out my class on color grading. If this is all brand new to you, then don't bother shooting log just yet. Just set your camera to standard or neutral, whatever you prefer. And focus on the rest of filmmaking first, because there's a lot to learn and the show has just begun. But I am super excited to take you on this journey. So what I'd like you to do now is go through all of the settings of your camera if you haven't already. Make sure that you feel comfortable with the different tools and manual controls, and when you feel ready, come back. Because in the next lessons, we are going to start with a whole new chapter and learn about the creative side of filmmaking, which starts with the rule of thirds.